Well, good evening and welcome.
Hello.
Here we are in downtown. Geez, it looks like we're near, aren't we near the Little Man?
A little further down, it's a little
Yeah.
man. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
it's
can
a
see
little bit
it.
further.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So the first picture you saw was Arcade Pond.
yeah.
I want somebody to explain to me how it's okay to rent boats on that pond when it's town property. Who's responsible if somebody drowns?
The person renting the boat.
Says who?
You have to insure. It's the same with, you, you know, if the town doesn't sanction it, the town's not responsible.
But he's come before the selectmen saying he's going to do that and have a garden center on part of the property.
Yeah. The garden center is not, he can do it.
Right.
It's allowed. It's allowed by zoning. I
But
can,
they're saying about in winter skating, again, you're taking a chance.
but here again, a town is not liable if they don't sanction it. It's just like the beach, okay? The town
Well, the
had
beach wasn't owned by us.
no,
It
but
was a water company.
well, they own the land. The water is owned by it's a great pond.
It's owned by God.
Yeah, but the thing is, when the town had it designated as the town beach, they had to have lifeguards and carry liability insurance. And that's why it's no longer a town beach, because they didn't want to pay the liability insurance or pay for the lifeguards. People still swim there,
Oh yeah.
okay? If they drown, you can't sue the water company, and you can't sue the town, because they didn't sanction it, they didn't tell you could swim there.
But if they're going to allow boats to be rented on it,
Well, here, they used to do it on Meadow Pond. There was a guy that rented boats on Meadow Pond. The guy he wants to name his place after. But as far as ice skating, he can rent skates, he can charge you to sharpen your skates, but he cannot charge you to ice skate on the pond, even if he clears it off. If for some reason, because you live near Arcade Pond, and Russ is ambitious, and he goes out there with a shovel and he cleans off the ice, you can't say, oh, well, you can't come on here and skate because I clean the ice. Can't do that.
do you know the chances of me going out on that ice?
I know.
There's two of them, Slim and none. And Slim left town.
But
I don't even like shoveling my own driveway.
I'm saying, he says, I'm going to clear the ice off, and I'm going to
Uh-huh.
have a rink for hockey, and we have a rink for, well, he can do all that if he wants, but he can't stop anybody from going there and using it on their own. He can stop them from coming in on his property, but if they come in by
The water company.
water company, on that little isthmus that
Yeah,
goes out,
yeah.
you can't stop them. It's public. Even if you clear it off, even if you put a layer of water at night so you get a nice coat of ice, you can't stop them. You don't own that pond.
I love the fact that people actually ice fish on that pond.
Yeah.
Like, why? Really, why?
Well, there's been some big fish
Oh,
that came out of there.
Good Lord, do you
fun of
know
it.
what those things? God, what's in that pond?
No.
They're not gonna eat him, right?
They fish in it. They fish in the Blackstone River.
Yeah.
The eagle hasn't died yet,
No,
and he fishes there.
no. Yeah.
But you got to realize that spot where he is fly ash.
Oh yeah. Let's not talk about flyers.
In fact, he was at the planning board last night, and we're on the verge of approving his plan because it's legal. Okay, we're not, and you have to adhere to everything that every other board says too. Now, I said, what are you gonna do for toilets? Well, we're thinking about porta potties. Well, you can't do that, because the Board of Health has already told them, no, you will hook into the town sewer. And if you do that, if you want to use them in the winter, well, you better have heat in there. Because you're gonna have a block of ice in the toilet.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's gonna have to deal with that.
Yeah, I was just shocked. I'm like, why would you do that?
But the other thing was, one of the members said, well, he wants to leave a pervious surface, okay? He doesn't want to pave it. So I said, well, what do we call that? So I said, well, I would call it fly ash, because that's what it is. You know? He doesn't have to put any gravel down, but he will have to have a scrubber. You know, where they put a bunch of rocks so that when the cars pull out, they don't bring the stuff up back on the road.
Yep.
That was required by the highway department.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to do that.
They're gonna tear that fence down.
They did. They tore the
But you know, I missed it. I haven't gone by it. I go the opposite direction.
yeah, it's a guardrail.
They did do it. Okay.
Yeah, well, that was last year. They took the what do you call it?
Chain link fence.
Chain link fence out, and it's a guardrail now. You only replaced the chain link on the electric pond.
Are they gonna actually maintain it, or is it gonna overgrow like last year?
Well, that's, you know, they said we're putting a guardrail, it'll be easier to maintain.
Yeah.
Well, okay, but you can say it's easier to maintain, but you gotta do it too.
Well, not only that, you're dropping their budget $292,000.
Right.
How you gonna have summer hire?
I know.
Just ridiculous.
I don't know what that was all about. I mean,
Well, one of them is a position,
yeah,
and the other stuff I don't know. Because
But-
I think, if I'm not mistaken, if you go below a certain point, your Chapter 90 money gets affected.
that's a strong possibility, yeah.
I'm pretty sure that is. That would be really detrimental.
Yeah, we don't get enough as it is.
Plus the fact that you got such a disaster going on in the roads, you would know your road's perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
Sarcasm at its best.
Well, they were hot patching it the other day.
It's still, you still got frost going on.
Yeah,
You're gonna have frost tonight.
I know.
So
I mean, this has been the coldest March that I can recall.
Yeah, it's awful.
Usually by now it's starting to warm up a little bit.
yeah, it's miserable.
Yeah. And they keep saying it's going to be warm by the end of the week. Well, when I see it, I'll believe it.
Yeah, I'll be happy about it.
Yeah. But then we're going back to cold.
We are?
Yeah, in April.
Wow.
April Fool.
Oh boy, remember that one?
Yeah, in the
That
90s.
was a lovely storm.
That was a super blizzard.
Yeah, April Fool's blizzard.
Tons of snow. Yeah, that was unbelievable. And that could happen again.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm dying for this ice to melt in my yard so I can rake it. Oh my God, every day. And where I am, it's even colder. The snow melted out in the parking lot here. It took a long time.
Yeah, it took a long time. Once you start packing it up and that blacktop gets cold,
Yeah.
it's tough to melt
Yeah.
it. But your sun's getting higher in the sky, so
That is
you get
help.
a lot,
That is
a
a
lot
help.
more.
That's a big help if you get a good sunny day. It does. But see, I got a lot of shade behind my house, so I don't get much melting there.
Did you get your Powerball ticket?
My wife did. I don't buy them. I consider the lottery a voluntary tax.
Yeah. Right. If you don't buy one, you can't win it.
I know, but I figure if I buy one, I can't win it anyway.
Well, you never know. You never know. The funny part about it is how many people will buy a ticket when it's big money.
Yep,
So why wouldn't you buy it if it's 10 million? Is that not enough for you?
I know.
Could-
Your odds are better
Yeah, hell yeah.
because
I
less
mean, now
people
it's
buying them.
it's 1 in 282 million to 1.
Yeah, the higher it goes, the
The
less
more
of the
people are in
odds.
it.
Yeah, the more people in it, so your odds go down. I mean, I'm amazed that people when one person wins that like that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It was amazing that woman won that case up in New Hampshire. She didn't have to come forward.
Yes.
She fought it long enough
Yeah,
that
yeah.
they said she didn't have to come forward, so nobody knows who she was.
What case is that?
The woman won, I want to say it was Mega Millions.
Yeah, it was a
and
it was a lot of money.
It was like, 50 million or something, 70 million, something ridiculous number that, would change her life.
Yep.
And she refused to come forward. She got a lawyer to fight
Yep.
that she
She
did
didn't
not
wanna
want
give her
to.
na-
She
she
would
didn't
not
want
want
her
to.
name
She
out.
didn't want to be made public,
Yeah, yeah.
and she won. And
Yep.
she's never been made public.
Nope.
Because that's part of what. If you read the back of
Yeah,
the
you have
ticket,
to,
it says
show
you
up.
will.
Yeah.
It's for lottery purposes. For
And I can
publicity.
understand why you're going to be swamped with phone
Oh.
calls and people knocking on your door, and you're going to find relatives you never
Long
knew you
lost
had.
relatives start showing up.
Yeah. You'll hear from relatives you never knew you had.
right, right.
So what I was mentioning earlier was so this friend of mine, it's not related to what we're talking about, but it was she was telling me that she's in the food service business here in town, and said that they're changing the regulations as to how long you keep food or something, or the dates on the food. You're supposed to put them before they're supposed you prepare them. Now it's after. But
Oh, for
basically,
groceries?
No, the
No,
food that
no, food prepared food.
Yeah.
They're changing the date. You can't put some of them want them to be the spoil date.
Yes.
Some of them want them to be the date you created it.
Right. Right.
There's so many new regulations.
Yeah.
My favorite thing, and he knows
Yeah.
I'm so fed up with boards of health because they just have their head firmly planted somewhere that, as I call it, cranium rectomitis. Because none of them have ever worked in a restaurant.
Yeah.
So they come out and they go to school and they get these regulations and they don't understand the parameters of what they're looking at. Like the new law for diarrhea and vomit. You have to have, this is the dumbest thing on earth. You have to have a written plan as to what you're going to do if someone vomits or has diarrhea in your restaurant. My one thing would be, well, I'm going to clean it up. So
That's one page right there.
right, that page one. I'm going to clean it up with a Clorox-based something, so it will kill whatever bacteria is in it. And then if they vomit, what do you do with the, if it's a tablecloth? But in this town, not only do they make you do that, they want the written form. They want you to buy the kit. Well, what's in the kit? I mean, it's got to be.
It's a towel.
It's
Some
Clorox.
bleach.
It's a towel. Come on, bleach.
They just charge you for putting it together in a kit.
Of course they do. It's another money grab.
But what you were saying is I think about this too a little bit because obviously my wife has a business in town. It's like you don't want to be adding more and more regulations. Like you need the businesses in the town. Why do you want to choke the businesses with all these? You should be removing or not putting any more new regulations. But don't they think about that? The town needs the businesses.
Restaurant. Pick
Yeah.
a restaurant. You have to pay to get an allergy class. You have to pay to get a Serve Safe. It's $160 for a Serve Safe test. Okay? Then you
Right.
have to have a tips test. So you have to be tip certified to serve alcohol. Then you have to have the what the hell's the other the new one, the new regulation.
Yeah.
Then it's just CPR regulation and life saving, first responder. It's just constant.
Is that required with food trucks?
I don't know. I because then
understand.
you've got the guy on right in front of Cormark.
Yeah.
Does he have to have that? He has outdoor dining.
The hot
Yeah.
dog guy.
Yeah. Does he have to have?
I don't know, but
Does he have to have that? I mean, it's crazy.
I understand regulations. I should think that this town, when we first moved into this town already been declared like just like a slum area or something. and they
Oh,
were
urban
fixing
blight.
it. Urban
Urban
blight.
blight.
And they were fixing it. So
Yeah.
now businesses are trying to do their thing.
Well, I'm going to tell you, they declared the urban blight to get a grant.
Right. So they fixed it up a
It
little
wasn't
bit.
that bad, but that was a good way of getting the
That was a
grant.
good way of getting it, but now you get businesses, and then you start piling up regulations on the businesses.
Driving them out.
You're gonna drive them out.
Yep.
You're gonna drive them out.
Yep. Well,
Let me ask you a question. If you wanted to go to a nice restaurant to have a nice
I wish
dinner.
I could go. Well, I like to go in town. But
So there isn't one.
There's one that's in town. Well, there's a couple of them,
No, there's not a nice
but there's
restaurant.
not like a super. Yeah, there's not.
There's not a nice restaurant.
Yeah.
You got pizza
dining
parlors.
restaurant, yeah.
You got pizza parlors, home style, Chinese. That's it.
The Thai.
Oh, the Thai restaurant.
Thai.
I've never been to it. I really
That's
should
not
go
too
there.
bad.
Japanese.
That's not too bad. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't even count that.
Well, how
That's-
many?
that's
It's just the point. The point is that just too many
It's
regulations.
because they drive them out.
If you don't want business in town, keep doing that,
Oh.
and then the town is,
David
Well, see,
saying,
but I don't understand, how come you got a restaurant where people come in and sit down, you're required to have bathrooms.
yeah,
Yeah. Nothing
Food
wrong
truck
with that.
doesn't need it.
nope,
He's got a place for people to sit down.
yeah,
They get diarrhea there, where are they gonna go?
right.
You
The
know?
lake.
Yeah, right across the street.
Right behind the fence.
There you go.
Yeah,
That mountain.
yeah.
They climb the mountain.
Well, anyway, this person finds it very frustrating, and I can understand that. It's just like they got to think about maybe removing some regulations or not adding any more.
Even with the regulation,
Yeah.
don't charge it like you're charging it. When you say to somebody, you have to have a serve safe, which is great because some people will get in here, you don't know the temperatures for cold, you don't know the temperatures for hot, you don't know the hold time, that kind of stuff. But $160? And the pisser was, the guy who gave us the test came from New Hampshire. Are you kidding me? Not only is the state counting, but it's not even being done by somebody who lives in the state.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's sad. You're 100% right.
Well, it's too bad because the town, I mean, the town has got some businesses now.
And not only that, you also have to have a common vitular license.
Yeah.
Come on, what?
Common vitular. It means to
A
sell.
business license.
To sell.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
License to do business.
Yeah. So you've got license after license after license after license. And to boot, in this town with the lunatics that we have in the Board of Health, if they want, they can if you get a right, a written warning or written, if you come back, they could charge you. So if they want, they can see you every 3 months and you have to pay $200
For an inspection, yeah.
for an inspection. Now here's one of the rules, okay? If you have a drop ceiling and there's a stain on the drop ceiling, you have to fix it. Why? What the hell does that have to do with your food?
Well, that's the
Yeah,
same
that's
with
too bad.
if you rent apartments. They come in, you got a stain on it. Oh, that's got to be fixed.
I didn't know that.
Got a chipped tile, got to be replaced. I mean, if you saw the regulations for landlords, it's unbelievable.
I've seen the HUD regulations. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
I had a customer at one time that literally lived on HUD regulations. They would have to go in and replace all the failed units in an apartment complex. And they were good because they made their own insulated units. So they would go in and tear them all out one day, get the sizes, make them that afternoon, and go back in the morning and fill them all while the apartment was empty.
That's one reason rents are as high as they are.
Oh, sure.
For people to comply.
I'll tell you funny. Talk about regulations and stupidity. In Connecticut, there's a glazer's license. Okay, that means to put glass in. Okay. Now, in Massachusetts, you have an electrician's license. If you do electrical work, you have to get a permit. You have to have the electrical work done by a licensed electrician, and then the electrical inspector comes out and says, "Yes, you did a good job." Good. Which is good, because as I found out, you can have a fire with those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plumbing inspector's the same thing. You have a plumber, you take out a permit, he does the job, they come out, they sign it off. Okay, great. Now, in the glazers, you have to have a license, so the plumber has to have a license he has to pay for. The electrician has to have a license he has to pay for, and he has to pay for a journeyman's for each one of his employees. But well, it happens to be in Connecticut then. In Connecticut, they have a glazer's license that you have to pay $250 for each one of your glazers to have a license. There's no inspector. How the hell you know they're doing it right? So basically, they're taking your money and doing nothing with it.
You're doing something.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully we don't get as stupid as Connecticut did when they got the money from the casinos.
Well,
Because they're in debt up to their eyeballs.
it's not helping the business.
Well, I know someone who told me one time that he'd understand you can wire your own house. That's not against the law. But then you have to have it inspected by a electrical inspector. But you cannot plumb your own house. And he says, well, I mean, I can burn my house down, but I can't drown it.
Right.
Well, that's not what the reason is. The reason why you have to have a licensed plumber to plumb your house is if you screw it up, you could backfeed your toilet water into the drinking water. And that also could intermingling into the town water. And that's why you have to have a professional plumber. Because if you do it wrong, were you drinking toilet water?
No, thanks. I'm going to pass on that one.
Yeah, well, I don't have any problem with regulations to a certain extent, but then it's just that it just drowns, it chokes the businesses out.
Yeah.
It's just-
The thing, I had to, on a diarrhea thing, usually if they have diarrhea, it stays within their own confines, right?
Well,
In their
usually, you
pants.
Unless they start running while they're doing it. So.
Yeah.
I don't even want to talk about it. I have been in situations where I've witnessed some pretty bizarre things in the restaurant business.
Really?
Oh yeah, we had a groom who exploded.
No kidding.
Oh, no lie. It was the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Well, pretty embarrassing for him.
Oh my God.
That's a bad
Oh my
omen.
God.
Was he sick?
I guess I was in the kitchen and I
Nervous?
heard about it, and
He
they
had
said, you
cold
got to
feet.
come out, and it was everywhere.
Oh,
Everywhere. Yeah, I've witnessed some pretty bizarre things in the restaurant business. Yeah. And I'm out.
I'm glad I'm not in the restaurant business.
Oh, I'm telling you, you have no idea. You have no idea. Well, that's what I said when we were talking about the vomit and stuff like that. You know, I had a wedding where the woman literally just vomited all over the table.
I'll tell you, I waited tables in Germany in the EM club. I only did it for about 2 weeks. I couldn't take it. Wait staff take more abuse than anybody
Oh,
else.
God, yes.
The French fries are kind of cold. I wanted my hamburger done more. Oh my God.
My favorite, my favorite, and it's happened more than once, is they'll eat half of, like they'll get a sandwich. I'll never forget it. There was a specific sandwich up at the golf course that said spicy mustard. No, spicy mayonnaise. Okay?
Yeah.
Great. Woman eats half the sandwich and goes, this is spicy.
She ate the whole half.
The hell did you think it said in the menu? Well, I want a new one. No, you'll get a half.
Yeah.
And I'll eat the other
half.
half just
Yeah.
for spite. Oh, yeah, people, it's
Oh, I could never do it. I mean,
I
I
have
treat
to-
wait staff with respect, and I
do.
give a 20% tip. But I can imagine, boy, you got some people can be real dingbats.
yeah, I could go on forever.
It's a hard
Yep.
job.
It's a unique world out there, and you'll get people will say the wildest things to try and get a free meal. You know, like something that could not possibly happen. What happened to my meal? I don't know. Show it to me. Well, it was there. Well, it's not there now.
Well, I ate it.
Yeah.
You know,
I
do
just-
you remember Paparazzi? Remember that restaurant?
Yeah.
I was in a Paparazzi. I went there for my birthday. I don't think they have it. It's around anymore.
I haven't seen. The
Right,
only one
right.
I've seen is on Route 2 in Waltham.
But I went there, so they gave me a lasagna. Well, the first I got the salad. It was my birthday. And there was an industrial staple in the salad. So I
Nice.
called the waitress and said, oh, you know what? She said, okay, so she took it. Then they brought me the lasagna that I ordered. So I put my fork in the lasagna, and I pulled out the piece of lasagna, and there were 3 hairs sticking out of the lasagna.
No extra charge.
No extra charge.
No, they didn't charge you for them.
They didn't charge me for them. And I was not in a bad mood or anything, but I said, you know what, it's just, I can't eat this. So it says, you know, we'll give you a free cup of coffee for the,
Wow.
Oh my God.
Sporting of them.
for the trouble.
Sporting
a free
of
cup
them.
of coffee.
Free cup of coffee.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You know, well, that's probably why they're out of
That was
business.
a bad day. Bad
Yeah.
day.
Well, look, things can happen, and I get it.
Every restaurant has to have a bad day. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
you know,
I know, but the
you
salad and then the food, it says something
Right.
was going wrong in the kitchen.
It's funny because being in the business for so many years, you'll go to a restaurant, and we've been in restaurants, and it doesn't matter what the name is, and you see the clamor of them trying to get a meal out, and I'll just sit there and laugh, and I'm like, "Do you want us to go?" I said, "Because I know what the problem is." No, there's no problem. I said, yeah, your chefs didn't show up, did they?
Oh.
And they're like, you know, they didn't. I'm like, so you have nobody. You're trying to cook with people that don't. That could be a sous chef or somebody that's not set up to do that is trying to fill in. And oh boy, I tell you, it's a unique situation.
You need that chef.
Yeah. Yeah, you
Lane
do.
chef.
You know, I mean, if you got a hair in your foot, it's always a possibility.
I
too. It
just
came
get
from
one.
the
I got
food
three.
service.
Oh, sure.
3 hairs. That's just one.
3 years. Well, here again, you know, it might not have came from the kitchen. It could have came from the food service.
It may have,
Yeah.
but they make the lasagna there.
If they make their own lasagna,
Oh,
probably.
then-
Yeah, this is paparazzi, so it was.
They make everything fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, that's, you know, you have hair. If you, again, the serve safe.
Yeah. Yeah.
rules.
Well, yeah, the regulations again.
Which
but-
I think was, and now they just changed the rules, by the way. They used to be a lot more stringent,
Oh,
where you
sorry.
couldn't have nail polish.
Really?
Piercings, that's okay now. Piercings.
Well, they had to allow piercing. Wouldn't be able to hire anybody.
Well, that's exactly right. I tell you what, some of them, I walk into well, I don't even drink Dunkin' Donuts coffee anymore anyway, but sometimes you walk into some of these places and you look at these people and go, don't walk by a magnet, because you're going to be stuck to it.
I know.
I'm
Oh,
like,
my.
what are you thinking? And that's, look, I'm old school. I'm not a
Yep.
tattoo guy. I don't like any needles, never mind sticking a hole in myself on purpose.
Why would you?
I don't get it.
How can you talk with something stuck on your tongue?
I
Really? I mean, I don't know. But people do it.
know.
Yeah, do it.
There are people that have, I've seen girls that have what they call spikes in their face.
Yeah.
They put it in and it catches, and I'm like, and of course I'm a wise ass, so
Spikes.
I constantly say, you know, I have pliers. I can, you know, you're in a fishing accident. I can fix that. I'm like, shut up.
Why would you?
I don't know.
Fishing.
And there are piercings in places that I would never
Oh
consider.
no, God no. Oh no.
But they do it.
Oh yeah, they do.
And I cannot
Okay.
comprehend why.
Okay. So how do you think the person who has to pierce that feels?
Yeah.
Come on. Come on. Get out of here. It's just nuts.
I don't even
People are just crazy.
I don't even have a tattoo.
No.
I was in the military. A lot of my friends get tattoos. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to scar my body, because when I'm 75 years old, I may not like that.
Oh, I tell you what, I laugh my ass off, because you'll see women who got tattoos when they're young.
Yeah.
And you know, it's on the side of their thigh. And now, you know, they're 70 years old and it's hanging down to their ankle.
Exactly.
And you're like, what the hell was that supposed to be?
Yeah. And to get it removed is even worse
Oh, yeah,
than
it's
getting
like
it.
scarring. You scar something awful.
Well, I think they do it. Like my daughter, my youngest daughter, just got a tattoo, like on her neck here, a little.
Yeah,
flower
because
thing.
that's what they kids do
'Cause
today.
the friends are doing
the
it.
women more so than the men.
The friends are doing it, so they go like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I gotta do it too."
Yeah.
But on your neck.
Yeah.
On your neck.
But, you know, like I said, I never got one
Yeah.
because I always figured, hey, one of these days I may not be happy with that. And especially if you get one with a girlfriend's name.
Yeah.
Well, it's a hip thing to do right today. It's not anymore as much, but there was a period, maybe a couple of years on, where it was a hip thing. Now getting a tattoo, everybody was getting tattoos.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Just, you know.
Yeah,
you
I
wanna get a
never got into
tattoo.
the tattoo thing.
I never did a tattoo, but I mean, like you said, you're inflicting pain on yourself voluntarily. so
Right.
it's-
I'm upset. I don't like needles. I don't like needles at all. That's like, I always, you know, there's two things I can't do: be a junkie or get a tattoo. Because I don't even like needles. When they give them to me, and I need it,
How about putting something up your nose?
I'm all set.
Oh, I know. I mean,
I've done that. No, I've done that. I had my nose broken 3 times.
Oh.
No.
well, you
I
know,
had it
one
fixed.
time it was the pierced ear.
Oh yeah.
But that doesn't, you know, if depending on whether you got it on the right or the left.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the one. Yeah.
But it doesn't matter anymore because now they pierce both of them.
Right. So you just
The
get
guys.
confused.
Yeah.
And how about the ones that put the big,
Oh,
Big-
the gauges. They're
big
called
ring.
gauges.
yeah.
The big.
Yeah, they're called gauges.
And then once you do that, you stretch that earlobe out.
done.
It's
It's
down
done.
to here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
toast.
That looks painful.
I'm good.
Not only that, you ever think of what you're going to look like when you're in your 50s?
Just put a little glue in there, a little crazy glue, and bring it back in there. That's all.
Spackle.
Yeah.
Fill it in with spackle.
Yeah.
It's kids. They do it because their friends are doing it all the time.
I
You
know.
it's like, but I never. When you have a lot of tattoos, I don't think that there's a little bit of a thing about that. You know, you get a lot of tattoos. Sometimes people think differently about
Oh,
you.
my
There's
God, that is-
something odd about that. You punish yourself like that.
Yeah. I mean, and there's women that are getting their bodies covered with
Oh
tattoos.
yeah, it's crazy. It's
People do it in their eyes.
Yeah.
Well, that
That's crazy.
people women do that so they don't have to use mascara anymore.
No, I'm talking
Oh,
in
yeah, I
the
know.
eye.
In the eye.
The eyeball.
What?
Yes.
Kid, I think you got to be out of your mind.
Yeah.
I can't put eye drops in. I might stick a needle in my eye.
People just do crazy stuff.
Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah, they're nuts.
I couldn't believe it when I saw it.
I know,
There's no way. There's no
You ever
way.
hear of David Allan Cole?
No.
Country music singer.
Yeah, they were on call. Yeah, I heard
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
Don't think
He's,
I know his music, but
He's one of the outlaws of
Okay.
country music. He has a tattoo on the end of an appendage
I'm all set. I'm all set.
of a spider.
I'm all set.
I don't give a damn. There's no way that had to hurt.
There's an old joke about that, about a guy who gets his girlfriend's name tattooed on his penis.
hey, is that
You can say penis.
you gonna believe that?
And the joke is you know, it's when it's soft it says
Welcome to
W-Y.
Jamaica, is it?
When it's hard it says Wendy. So he's down in Barbados, and he's going to the bathroom.
Bill's cringing.
It's okay. It's a good. He goes to the bathroom and the guy's looking. He looks over and the guy has the same WY on his penis. And he says, "Oh, we got the same tattoo." He goes, "What are you doing?" He goes, "I just noticed that you have the same. You know, mine's Wendy when it's hard and when soft it's soft WY." He says, "Mine's a little different. I'm from Barbados." He says, "Well, yeah. What's it say?" He says, "Welcome to Barbados. Have a nice day."
You haven't heard that one, Harry? No. That's terrible. Town talk.
Yeah, I tell you, you'll learn it. The guys in the control room. Troy's not on his computer anymore.
Troy's writing that one down.
That's an old joke.
And Bill's fainted in his office.
He wrote it down.
Yeah.
Oh, that's too funny.
We are digressing here. Bill.
Yeah, it's a sick world. Hey, well, we're Belton. What the hell?
Anyway, back to regulations.
Yes. There's a lot of regulations about that. Imagine the regulations for a tattoo parlor.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
know
yeah.
the 18-year-old one. Yeah, okay. If you got to be past 18-year-olds,
And you
Yeah, but you have to have. It's got to be clean. You have to have regular
oh
inspections.
yeah,
Oh,
I can
yeah.
understand that.
You know, it ain't the old days when you go down by the seaside and got a tattoo in some
Yeah,
place that.
when you were drunk.
Yeah, where the guy's got a butt hanging out of his mouth while he's tattooing you.
Yeah, lovely. Yeah.
You know, those days are gone.
Yeah.
They're very professional now.
Yep.
And God, well, one time it was illegal in Massachusetts.
Was it really?
Yeah, that's why. You remember you saw the big boom of they popping up all over the place. They became legal. It's like chiropractors. At one time, chiropractors were illegal in Massachusetts.
You know, one time marijuana was illegal.
Chiropractic.
Yeah, was
Now
it?
it's legal. When are we getting those?
They're popping up all over the place.
Oh, it's
too,
unbelievable.
isn't it?
Did you see the one on 146?
No,
It's gorgeous.
I
What are
haven't.
the regulations in those places?
I'm trying to remember. I'm
Should
trying
be.
to think. Where is it?
Okay. If you're going north on 146,
Yeah.
you know where you pass the bridge to go to the shops at Blackstone,
Yeah.
and there's a road that comes down onto 146.
Oh,
but the
that new
road that
building
goes
they just
alongside, yeah, it's
Oh,
like
that's
the
what-
nature's something or other, but it's covered
Oh,
up.
that's what that. Because
Yeah.
they were putting that building up. My wife said, "Why would anybody build a house there?" I said, "That's not a house. That's got to be commercial."
Yeah, that's what I thought it was an office building, but then they put the sign up and you can read through the paper on the sign,
Oh.
and it says like the nature's something, nature's best
Yeah.
or something like that.
Where is Caroline's? In
Caroline's
Uxbridge.
is in Uxbridge,
Yeah,
right?
we're in
I have
Uxbridge.
no idea.
No, you haven't been there then.
What the hell would I go there?
Carolines.
No, I don't know where it is. I see
don't
it.
either.
It's all over the paper. I mean, they had a big article about them.
Hey, let me tell you something. I know a lot of people that have had some serious maladies that have been taking the gummy bears and the cookies.
They get
and
them in
have
gummy bears now.
Had great. Oh yeah.
Oh, they've been around for a long time.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I
There's-
gotta catch
there's-
up.
Sugar. One of my customers in Rhode Island has cancer so bad in his hip that even in his coffee, his sugar is marijuana sugar,
Wow.
and it gets him through the day because he's still got a business to run.
Right. No, it's great for cancer victims. Cancer patients.
Epilepsy,
Epilepsy too. Wow.
seizures.
Yep. There's a lot of medicinal
I
purposes.
think Russ is buying some stock on the.
I wish. Well, you know, if had I known, I would have created a farm, for Christ's sake. It would have been better.
Well, that's up on the town meeting warrant.
Yeah, I know, the farm, yeah.
Yeah, to grow it in the R2 zone.
Do you know how hard it is to grow that? Not grow the plant,
Right.
but to protect it?
Oh, I know.
Oh, my God.
You gotta know what you're doing.
Oh, well, you know, it's,
You have to have a lot of security.
the security is crazy. It's crazy.
It's not like a cornfield. You can't just grow it out in the open. Because you'd have people stomping through it all day long.
That's some of the funniest stuff. You see people go into cornfields and grab corn and steal it, and you go, good luck when you get home, because that's cow corn.
I know. I know.
You're not gonna like that
It's
when
not
you
gonna-
bite into it.
No, it's not going to taste too good.
I see it all the time.
Cows like it, but
Love it.
you're not going to like
You're
it.
not gonna like it. It's gonna be a little rough when you bite into that
Yep.
that ear of corn.
Yes. Oh, the only thing it's good for, if you don't, except for cows, is for decorating at Halloween.
Yes.
All of that.
Yep. But yeah, and
Speaking of Halloween, I was thinking of when are you doing your dress up? When are you doing the tour?
oh, I'm not dressing up, but
Come on.
it's going to be in June.
Come on, a
No,
long
no,
coat
August,
and a top
August, I
hat.
believe. Well, it's coming up with Ken Watchell.
Oh, good.
I think in May.
He does a great job.
He does, super job. He becomes Paul Whiten.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I do have on my table over there, if you want to look on the way out, I'm making a loan to the Samuel Slater Museum, which is being put together in Webster.
Oh, no kidding.
I have a bunch of wrenches from White Machine Works,
Oh, wow.
which are special wrenches. They didn't make a 5/8 and a half inch wrench. They made a size a little bit off because they made their own nuts and bolts. They made the machines from the ground up. They did everything.
Wow.
So they made the nuts and bolts a little bit different, a little bit off from a 5/8 or a half inch, so that you couldn't use anything but their wrenches.
So you had to buy their wrench from him, too.
You got you got a toolkit with it.
Cool.
But also that was so that the help didn't steal the wrenches because they couldn't use them on anything except
Good
white
point.
machinery. And also I've got a board over there that's stenciled, twister for a cotton mill in New Bedford being shipped from the White Machine Works. It's stenciled right on it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so I'm going to donate that, and I also got my aunt Nellie's badge with her picture on it. It says Paul Whiten Manufacturing, which was a Rockdale mill,
Wow.
and her last paycheck stub from 1954.
No kidding.
I think she kept it. They closed the mill in September of '54, and that's what the paycheck stub is.
It was called that far long ago, huh?
Yeah, the
Wow.
Rockdale mill closed.
Didn't know that.
And Henry Cause came in and bought the complex, him and his brother, Al Cause. And, well, they took part of it and then they turned over the other parts into other like the shop did. And the Cause family still owns it. Henry's son is running it now with Polyfoam. They took over almost all of it now because they've expanded so much. But, yeah. That was devastating to Rockdale because almost everyone in Rockdale worked at that mill, at the cotton mill.
That's what Rockdale was, because it was the people moved there because of the mill.
Right,
And
and-
they lived close.
Yeah,
Those were mill houses.
yep. And it caused my father, fortunately, he was working there, but he had gotten a job at the White Machine Works prior to them closing. And that's where he retired from. But my father-in-law worked there. He ended up going to work at Pratt & Whitney and
Oh, wow.
commuting every day
To
Yeah.
where?
to East Hartford.
No kidding.
Yeah, and back then you didn't have the highways you got now.
That's a haul.
Yeah, but the money was good. In fact, there was a man that worked there, name was Lucian Gauthier. He got hurt in the machine, lost some of his fingers. Well, what they did is they said, we guarantee you a job the rest of your life. Unfortunately, they closed. But he went to work somewhere else.
Wow.
People back then didn't say, well, I'm not working anymore, I'll just stay home
No.
and collect.
No.
No, they went out and found
No.
new jobs.
He had pride.
Yeah,
He had pride.
but, I mean, everyone worked there. Everyone. And, you know, I remember the cotton coming in big bales from the south. And they shoot it up the chute on the side there, and it went into the picking room and then the carting, and the whole system right through the spinning. And that place was booming. I'm old enough to remember it.
Now, let me ask you a question.
Yeah,
The mill in South Grafton
yeah.
that made the chairs,
Press wheel.
press wheel, when did that open?
Oh God, that opened back in the early '60s, late '50s, early '60s.
Okay, I thought so. I didn't think it was that older than that.
They were known for hiring kids in school. They had an after-school shift.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, my wife worked there after school assembling chairs.
They made, the woven lawn chairs? The
plastic
aluminum frame,
plastic,
and then the
aluminum
cross
and
link.
it's got a,
Yeah.
Well, that's what they made there.
yeah. They made tons of them. I mean, tons of them. I worked for a while there. I worked between from 1 in the afternoon till 9 at night. It was the best shift I ever had
Whoa.
because you could sleep late and you get out at 9 o'clock. Night was still young, you know, and you didn't have to get up in the morning. I worked in the foam department, and the stuff would come in liquid form and drop 55-gallon drum. Well, a truck would bring it in. We'd fill 55-gallon drums with it from the truck, and then they had a baking machine, and it was just like making bread. You would put the chemical on a sheet of paper, on a large paper, and it would go through the machine, and it would come out and rise up just like bread. It was a foam rubber.
Wow.
Wow.
I worked with Don Murray at Muzzy.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, him and I
Muzzy.
both worked there and doing that. That was something
It's
else.
amazing.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny. I was talking to somebody one day. It was many years ago, and he was telling me how they used to take lead home in their lunchbox.
Yeah.
And when they listened to the radio at night, they would knead it
Yep.
so that they could use it the next day easier.
Yep.
Now imagine that they were putting it. They were putting it in a lunchbox, and they were working it with their hands.
Yes.
I mean, it's nothing more detrimental
and
to your
potato
leg.
chips at the
Survive,
same
right?
time.
Yeah.
Well, you know, the Romans drank lead.
Yeah. Well, mercury too.
They thought it was good, tasted good.
It was sweet.
It's very sweet. Yeah, and they loved the taste of lead.
That's too funny. I remember that guy telling me that. I'm like, what? He goes, yeah.
I mean,
That's why they didn't live long back then.
Right.
No. 40, 50 maybe.
Yeah. But, you know, we did a lot of things in the past that we didn't.
Oh,
we
yeah.
didn't think about.
Oh, absolutely. You know what's really a shame? I would love to have seen what a trolley looked like going downtown.
Yeah.
I would love to. I mean, I've seen
Right
pictures
through
of it,
Rockdale.
but I would love to have seen one of those trolleys.
Yep.
That
They
would
actually
be really
could take the trolley all the way down to Woonsocket.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Right down 122A.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah. They connected all the way into Woonsocket,
that's awesome.
and they when they went out of business, they had buses because a lot of people didn't have cars then.
No, that was a huge luxury to have a car back then.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Now you did what? You bought a Model A for $700. Try
Yep.
to buy one now.
I know.
Try to buy one now.
Of course, it was $700, but your average paycheck was probably $15-20 a
Oh
week.
sure. Oh yeah.
I was watching You Bet Your Life. Remember that show with
Yeah,
Groucho Marx.
So at one point somebody won $10,000. That was the big prize.
Oh yeah.
And they said they asked him, "What are you gonna do with your $10,000?" He says, "I'm gonna go buy a house."
That's awesome.
Well, you bought a house
Funny
for
as
$5,000
that.
or $6,000.
Yeah. I remember when we moved out of New York City to Jersey, and my parents and my aunt and uncle bought because my mother and my aunt were inseparable. They bought houses 10 houses away from each other, and they both paid $15,000 for the houses, and that was huge.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was 63.
that's crazy.
4?
63.
62.
I can remember, you know, well, Phyllis Market opened up, at first was called King's. And Phyllis Market opened up, and my mother would go shopping, and my father would, she didn't drive, so my father would take her shopping, he worked nights. And I remember seeing his paycheck from the shop was like $85, take home.
Mm-hmm.
But she would shop for the whole week, and the grocery bill was like $25. But that's still
Yeah. Oh, it's a percentage.
30% of your paycheck.
You sure?
Yeah.
So things are relatively the same.
Now, what market was this?
Huh?
What market?
Where Shaw's is now.
Oh,
Phillips. Remember
Phillips, yeah.
Well,
I
before it
also
was.
remember Julio's.
Oh yeah. Before Julio's, it was First National.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
So I only remember Julio's.
You don't remember the A&P either, do you?
I do not.
Okay.
I do remember the fair.
The A&P originally was where the pot store is now, Fisher Auto Parts.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Ah.
That was, and then they moved into the plaza, and the building now where the welfare office is, that was an A&P.
Okay.
And on the other end of the town, where Unibank is now, there was actually a Star Market there,
Wow.
and next to it was the Gulf Station owned by CNR Tire Crothers.
Oh, no kidding.
Really?
Yeah, Red Crothers.
They were there before? Huh?
Yeah, he had a gas station right on the corner of what's that, Park Street? The one-way street. Yeah, Park
Oh,
Street.
Park. Okay. Yeah.
Park Street and Church Street. He had a gas station. It wasn't one-way then, it was two-way
Right.
street.
I was on.
It was
the board
called,
when we made it
yeah.
one way.
Yeah, it was a Gulf station.
No kidding. Cool.
Yeah. We had a lot of car dealers in town. What's his name? The roofing guy,
Okay, Superior.
Superior. That was a Ford dealership. That was Mumford Motors.
No kidding.
Yep.
That's cool.
Yep. Where the glass place is was a Texaco station.
Yeah, I knew that was a gas station at
Yep.
one point.
J&S
yeah.
Motors sold Rambler.
Oh, wow. Ramblers.
Across the street was Blair Motors. They sold Dodges. And then if you go down where the cotton mill is, they tore the building down, was the old general store, became REN Chevrolet. Down on Linwood Ave
Oh, you gotta.
was Indian Pontiac. You had all these dealers in town.
Wow. Because they were all separates.
Yeah.
They weren't all together.
And down in Rockdale, we had Herbert J. Moran. He had two places, and he sold Plymouths and.
Uh-oh, somebody's remembering the past.
Yeah, yeah. See, we rouse them up that way. Go ahead, caller. You're on.
Hey, Mr. Smith here.
Yes.
You guys need a call, and somebody's got to keep Russ awake there. He's about ready to fall asleep.
No. Yeah. It was a long drive today. I was in upstate New York.
Hey, a quick story about Press Wheel.
Yeah.
One of my first jobs in the summer.
Yeah.
I had to box the chairs that these guys produced, and they kept piling them and piling them and piling them. And they would get a kick out of how high they could pile them and watch them fall over because you couldn't keep up boxing them. And then one day there was a riot in there. They called the chief of police, McNamara, from Grafton. He came in, and I won't say that, there's a certain group of people that work there. You know what I mean, Harry.
Yeah.
They chained a few of them to the machines.
No.
I'll never forget it. And one day the boss came up to me and he says, tapped me on the shoulder. He says, I got some bad news for you. And I looked at him. I said, what happened? I thought somebody died in my family or something. He said, I got to lay you off. He said, we just don't have enough work. You just made my day. But I'll tell you, it was a heck of a place to work. I put in a few weeks there, and I'm glad I got out of there quick. Those guys didn't care whether the rivets went in sideways, backwards, or what. And God, I used to see the chairs that being sold at the fair, and you could pick out the ones that were riveted and so on and so forth.
They made a ton of chairs, though.
Oh, they did. They did. The other follow-up to your other story about people that commuted to Hartford. You know the other guy that commuted with your father-in-law.
Yeah, my father-in-law and your uncle.
That's correct. So they left around 12:30, 1 o'clock, and they made the trip to start working at 3:30 in Hartford at Pratt Whitney.
Oh my
And
God.
get out of work at 11, and then make the 2.5 hour trip back.
Yep.
Sometimes I'd stop at the place in, I forget what the guy's name was. It was a big restaurant down there on the route to Hartford.
Oh, in Vernon?
What is it?
In Vernon?
Might be.
Rain's
Well,
Deli?
they used to
No,
stop at
no, it
Rom's.
was a big place right on the main road.
Oh, okay.
They used to stop at Rom's. They used to get when they started having a bus service. They would everyone
Bus
pulled.
service started later.
Yeah, they pulled
But,
together and
one night,
started the bus.
I don't know who was driving. There might have been 4 or 5 of them in the car.
Yep.
But the guy driving fell asleep at the wheel, and they almost all died in the crash. Fortunately, somebody shook them up and woke them up, and they all survived. That they didn't get in the crash.
Wow.
Oh yeah, that was
They did that for years until my uncle moved down to Connecticut, bought a small house down there on Lawrence Street in East Hartford, and then he eventually moved back here after my aunt died.
Yeah, well, I know my father-in-law looked at a house down there, but they didn't move. He kept making the trip.
Yep.
But there was a number of them.
5 hours of your day.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
and
my
they did
goodness.
it for a long, long time until the bus service came in, and then a lot of them kept going, down on the buses
Yep,
back and forth because they had enough people in the area working down there.
yep.
Wow.
Anyway, hey, when you started off the show tonight, you were talking about a certain place. I didn't get the beginning of it.
You mean about the ice skating?
Yeah.
Arcade Pond,
Arcade Pond.
Lovey's Garden Center.
Oh, okay. All right. I see there's going to be something down there.
Well, he's looking to do something,
Right.
you know.
Good luck to him.
And I don't count anything until it happens.
Yeah, because to try and pump into that, into the sewer system down there, it's going to cost them a lot of money.
All right.
Well,
Hey, have a good night, guys.
You
All
too.
right.
Good night.
Take care.
you had one of the problems you might have is that the highway's not going to let him open up the road
Yeah, I know.
because he was 5 years, I think.
Yep.
And has been 5 years. So
They opened up Church Street within 5 years. Didn't have a choice, though.
right, it was a streetscape, right?
Well, yeah, but after the streetscape, the gas station had to open up. Had a leak.
Oh, yes,
And no choice, they had to change it over.
yep. Oh, which reminds me, did you see the sign on the gas station? He's got the fancy sign with the advertising his bowling alley and all that.
Yeah, I did not see a sign.
He had a sign up. He had a thing up there. Is how come I can't give free coffee to my customers? Without, I guess you have to, because you can't give out coffee. You can't sell it. You can't without a Board of Health permit.
Right.
And he didn't want to get a permit. He just wanted to give out
Well,
coffee.
shocking. Shocking that he would want to do something without a permit.
Yeah, I know.
We never got along. I liked his brother. I never got along with him.
But,
I don't hide anything.
I know.
I get something to say, I'll say it to your face, and I really don't care.
Yeah, I saw that on the side. I said,
Yeah.
"What the hell is going on here?"
Did you see the guy that he had a billboard, and the billboard was supposed to be for charitable things, and then the town was giving him a crap, so he was saying unkind things about the selectmen on the billboard, and now they want him to take it down. It was like an electronic billboard.
Not
Oh,
much-
yeah?
No, it was
No,
in
no.
like Spencer or Leicester or something like
I heard
that.
something about that.
Yeah, they want him to take it down because he said a lot of unkind things. And in today's day and age, you can't say unkind things. Everybody has to get a trophy.
I know. Yeah.
Well, there's a guy, there was one time somebody posted a sign by the ice cream place. It was by the bridge. Some kind of complaint they were having about somebody, and the town, I think, told them, no, you gotta take that down because I can't remember who the name of the,
Oh, wait, what was that?
was
Yeah,
his cousin.
remember that? What the heck
you
was
know what I'm
that?
talking about?
Yes. What was,
Put
I
it right
forgot
on the
that. I
bridge.
forgot about that.
I forgot all about it.
Yeah, I remember it now slightly, but I can't remember exactly what that was about.
That's the problem with Facebook. People can say anything they want.
Well, there's someone, I was told tonight I couldn't find anything about it on Notary Northbridge about an incident at Shaw's.
Abducting,
Yeah, an attempted
Attempted
abduction,
abduction.
and the police made light of it.
I find that hard to believe.
I know.
I have seen them firsthand chasing after or looking for a child for hours that turned out to be next door.
Yeah,
They don't take any of that lightly.
no.
They do not take it lightly. If you tell them that somebody's been tried to be abducted, they will be there. If there's somebody missing, they're there. I know for a fact that they tromp through the woods looking for people. They go all over trying to find people. Because unfortunately, some people get Alzheimer's and dementia, and they walk away from their house, and they're out all hours of the night looking for these people. They got the dogs out from the canines from other people trying to help these people out. So I find it very hard to believe that they would do that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, you don't know the whole story.
No.
yeah, you don't know. But you do know that the cops really have to be careful these days because everybody's watching them now.
Oh, yeah.
They try to do a good job, and if they, one little thing,
You
I
gotta,
get that all the
Bent out of
time.
shape.
I get that all the time with
we gotta take a
with
call
my
quick,
yeah, sure.
because we're getting close to the end.
My
There you
customers will tell me this happened, and then I call the office and get the other side of the story, and then you can figure out what really happened.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna take this real quick. We gotta make it fast.
Or not. You there?
Hello.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
The sign there by the ice cream place was Northbridge High School state champion baseball team.
No. This was about someone.
it's like a personal.
okay, but somebody
vendetta.
complained about that sign.
Yeah, well.
Said
they
it's been
did.
too long, take it down.
What, about the baseball team winning a championship?
Yes.
And they took it down?
He owns the Pythian building. What's his name?
Oh. Dennis?
He says it's been there too long, take it down.
Oh. Well, now they're gonna put up another one, aren't they?
I don't know.
For
I don't
the,
know. I
the
remember the
hockey
sign
team?
there, and he was complaining about it. It's been there long enough, take it down.
The hockey team, right?
Yeah, hockey team won.
Sign there by the ice cream place.
Okay. Well, we gotta go, Ralph. We're running out of time. We gotta go. We're down to 2 minutes here, so
Cool.
we're gonna wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
Tomorrow night, my guest is Olivia Spratt, who is the curator for the new Samuel Slater Museum in Webster, which is being created, being built. And she's
Where?
at the old Armory in Webster, up on Lake Street. And it's not open yet, they're working on it, they're doing quite a job. But she'll be my guest tomorrow night, talking about, she's from town. Young lady from town, and
Good for her.
lives with her parents over I don't know where in town, we'll find out tomorrow night.
Very cool.
All right, and it's gonna be a great museum. I took a tour of it, and their plans are phenomenal. All right, we'll see you tomorrow night, and we'll see you next week.